Another thing about, we talked about like Vivarium's trying to be deep, and Palm Springs is trying to be hopeful, but there is a cultural difference of just like Americans naturally are very optimistic and hopeful people, and we kind of do as a whole, obviously not everybody,
right,
kind of look on the bright side of things and always think that things are going to be better for the future. And for most of the world, their mindset is not like that.
What do you mean? Most of the world?
I would say American hopefulness is kind of unique to our country. You can't say there's not such thing as like American optimism of like we're always looking on the bright side, and just looking at foreign films in general, they're typically more depressing than American films.
Yeah, you would know more than me.
American films, you pretty much have to put a happy ending on it, or some producer is going to make you put a happy ending on it, because American audiences do not like movies that that have endings that are a bummer.
Except for recently, I guess.
Except for kind of recently. Well, maybe just because of the pandemic, because of streaming, there's not as much like producer pushback.
Right.
I mean, I don't know, because even the movies that we're talking about, their endings are kind of happy. They might be sad throughout the entire thing, but like,
Vivarium's not a happy ending.
No, well, Vivarium's not an American film.
Oh, yeah. The director's Irish, too?
The director is Irish. Lorcan Finnegan. He's from Dublin, yes. Yeah, I mean, Palm Springs I love. That's a movie, like, I pretty much have suggested to everybody, where it is a movie where everyone's gonna like. I haven't suggested Vivarium to anyone. Anyone who just has a Hulu subscription, I'm just like, you will like this movie.
Yeah, it's fun.
It's in my top 5 favorite movies of the year.
It's fun. It's a fun movie.
Yeah, but
I always like Sandberg, man. He's good. Have
you seen the Never Stop, Never Stopping?
No.
It's Andy Samberg as basically a fictionalized Justin Bieber. He's playing this dude Connor for real. It's fucking hysterical. It is so funny. All the dudes from Lonely Island are in it. Like all the dudes from SNL are in it, and it is so great. One of like the first movies he was in, I think it was like 2010. It's called Hot Rod.
Yeah. It's
one of my favorite comedies of all time.
Really?
Like Bill Hader. So many just like guys when they weren't so much famous are in it, and it's kind of got this independent feel of like, it's absurd and it's weird, but it's done in a fun way, while like Vivarium is absurd and weird, but it's done in a depressing way.
Right.
I think is hilarious. I don't think Andy Samberg had any. He didn't have anything to do with the writing of this movie.
He was just an actor.
Yeah.
That's
He probably. I mean, it says Lonely Island Productions in the beginning, so he probably had some producing credit. A lot of times, just like big named actors, they'll just want their production company in there.
Yeah.
They'll want some sort of production credit.
Well, they'll probably be like, it was like, I was hired on behalf of...
Yeah.
He's representing...
Yeah.
I mean, I could see that.
This movie is great. I think it was supposed to premiere on Hulu, and I don't know how this movie would have done in theaters, honestly.
If the world was normal?
Yeah. If it was, I mean, I think it was always trying to go to Hulu.
Back in the day, these movies used to fucking tear it up.
If this movie came out in 2005, it would have torn it up.
Absolutely. But today, it came out in like July, June.
Yeah, but today you're not getting that anymore.
I don't get why. I don't understand. I mean, me personally, I don't understand really action or superhero shit. Like that just does nothing for me aside from Batman.
Okay, so there's two kind of reasons why. One, movie tickets are expensive now, and a lot of people, if they're going to see a movie, they're gonna see the big budget ones.
Why don't they figure that out? Why would so much? What's a ticket now? $20?
It's at least 15, 17 maybe.
Why would they do that when obviously
because so many people get a cut. So many people get a cut, and movies are so expensive now
to make.
They're so expensive to make, yeah.
And
the smaller budget movies people don't see.
All right, but who's getting a cut when it goes to Netflix?
Well, that's why a lot of the smaller budget movies are going to Netflix. That's why the comedies are going to Netflix and to streaming. Because Netflix is getting all the money.
That still doesn't explain why people aren't going to see comedies. Because if people are still paying that ticket dollar, that ticket price?
Because if they're going to pay the ticket price, they're going to want like one of the bigger budget movies. If they're saying I'm going to spend $17, then I better see the Avengers with Robert Downey Jr. and all this crazy stuff on the screen than, a romantic comedy with two people.
But that still doesn't explain.
And it's also just like the superhero movies are always beating out the comedies, and you're getting a new one every week that's draining up all of the...
Every week?
Yeah, pretty much. A new one's coming out every week.
Every week?
Or at least like a established property.
They're really putting shit out at that rate?
Yes. At least like an established property.
That's fucking scary.
So like something that already has a market to it. So like something like Harry Potter or something like Fast and the Furious or, a Marvel or a DC. That's what would be called an established property. And those movies are always going to win because people who are like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles or something, characters that they already recognize, they're going to go to that movie more. You can't really have an established property with a romantic comedy unless it's a reboot.
Why would and I think I know your answer is going to be because he at that point was an established commodity or whatever the term is. But why would a Blades of Glory tear up a movie theater? I don't know how it did.
Well, that was years ago.
Okay, but my point is why then? Because superhero movies.
Because you didn't have all these established established property movies coming out
at this rate.
Yes, at this rate. Now you have one coming out pretty much every week. You have a Harry Potter or a Transformers or a Fast and the Furious or whatever coming out pretty much every week. And those are the movies that are going to eat up all the market, or a Star Wars or something. Yeah. Someone with like a universe or characters that people already recognize, that's the movies that they're going to see. And you can't really have recognizable characters with a comedy, and that's why all the comedies are going to streaming. I also this is a lot of speculation. I mean, it's like educated speculation, but like the fact of the matter is people don't know why certain movies do really well and others don't. It's marketing has something to do with it, and people might have just saw your movie and thought it was a dud, or word of mouth or whatever. But the fact of the matter is, comedy doing in theaters is very risky now because it's very hard to really make money off of it. It's much easier to just do a smaller budget comedy, do a few film festivals, and then hope a Netflix or a Hulu is going to buy it.
And then if you get that offer, you're basically going to take it.
pretty much. There's no reason if you have a comedy, there's no reason why not to go to streaming.
Right.
You know?
At this point, yeah.